Welcome to Get to Know the Speakers of Digital Confex. Today we have with us Gavin Fong. He is Head of Growth at Ryt Bank. He will be joining as a distinguished speaker on the topic Marketing in Motion, the Omnichannel Imperative from Clicks to Connection, navigating the marketing ecosystem during the third wave present 7 DMAT Confex taking place at Hyatt Palace, Kuala Lumpur on 25th April. So, hi Gavin, welcome to the chat show.
Hi Ayush, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's our pleasure, Gavin, to have you in our conference. So, can you give us a brief introduction of yourself and your field of expertise for our audience?
Yep, so I'm Gavin. So I've been in the fintech space for more than 8 years. Prior to Ryt Bank, I was with MoneyLion, which is a US-based fintech company. So I joined Ryt Bank almost 2 years ago, in which we started to we prepare for our launch 2 years back, and finally we managed to launch in August last year. So it's been like four to 5 months after launch. And in Right Bank, I'm driving growth, overseeing the entire acquisition and retention initiatives here. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great knowing your journey and your field of work right now you are doing. So, I have prepared some questions for you today. My first question is from clicks to connections. What does that really mean for marketers today?
I think I'll look at it this way, right? So clicks is more of like a top funnel to drive the interest of the customers. So basically it's about getting users to find out more about you. It's a signal. Whereas connections are more towards the down funnel activities, whether they understand the true value of your brand, whether they have experienced your brand. Because a click doesn't tell you whether a user understood your value, whether you have solved their problem. But connections will lead to something more long term, like continued engagement, whether they'll repeatedly use your product. That's why in my point of view, clicks is important to drive the user attention to find out more about a brand. But in the end of the day, connection is the main thing that will build the experience and trust a customer has with a brand.
I think you explained very briefly and nicely. Let's click to connection, I should say. So my next question is, with customer everywhere, how do brands stay consistent without being boring?
I think I think there's one thing that a lot of brands uh made a mistake, or I mean that they perceive wrongly when it comes to consistent in terms of messaging, in terms of like their visuals. Because when we look at omni-channel, the first thing that most brands will approach is like, I need to shout the same thing across all my channels, my EDMs, emails, push notification, whatever influencers or my performance marketing visuals are showing, everything I'm shouting the same thing. But the truth is omni-channel is about the customer journey. Whether we are whether we are solving that one problem faced by customers. It's not about whether we are showing the same visual and same messaging across channels. I'll give you an example. For example, let's say a user saw your paid marketing ads. It's about a particular product. For example, they are interested in loans. They click on the marketing ads, then the next moment they receive a comms is about savings, for example, which is not tally specifically for the intent of the users. Or they are seeing similar messaging, but it doesn't go deep into the problem or solutioning that they are looking for. For example, let's say paid channel is more for discovery or awareness. But how do we design the funnel in the sense that we are solving the same intent and same pain point of the customers, but using different channel to amplify and provide the true value or solution to customers? In my point of view, for example, paid ads is for discovery, awareness, then your content creators, influencers can come in shouting the same messaging, but in a different context to build trust. And CRM, such as push notification, email, or even whatever that we are showcasing inside the app, is to guide customers to provide value. These are the true things that brands should stay consistent with. It's more focusing on the intent and customer journey rather than the messaging itself or visuals.
I think love your take, like how brands are doing great work to stay relevant and not boring, I should say. So I have a fun follow-up questions, like what's the biggest omni-channel mistake brands are still making?
Yeah, like I think it's just an extension from what I answered earlier because how brands perceive omnichannel, like some of the brands they treat it as consistency in messaging across channels. That's where they'll face issue like over messaging or even contradicting messaging because the channel they are focusing on optimizing the channels versus optimizing the intent or experience of the customers. Yeah, so that's one point. A second point is I think another mistake is on channel on they focus more on channel rather than owning the customer experience. For example, nowadays teams still work in silo. They'll optimize for, let's say, social media team will optimize for following. The CRM team will optimize for email open rate, email click rate. But in the end, brand need to truly realize that these different channels, their main goal is to solve that one problem. How do we bring the customer forward across the marketing funnel from awareness? How we leverage the right channel to move them towards conversion, to move them towards retention. So these are something that brands need to look into. Another point to add is more on when we talk about omni-channel, we'll think that if we have a lot of tools, different tools or MarTech stack, it can help to solve omni-channel problem. You have CDP, you have different customers data, then it is considered omni-channel. But what brand doesn't realize is tools don't really fix this kind of misaligned incentives. But the process and decision matters more in terms of omni-channel. How do we design that process and experience? These are something that we should put more focus into.
I think our audience will love to hear more about during your session. So I have also some rapid fire questions. My first question is, what's the most unexpected lesson your career has taught you?
Unexpected lesson. I think I think sometimes don't be too hardworking or don't try to solve too many problems at once. I think we need to identify something that is tied back to the business need and the impact. Yes, we need to be very clear whether this is a high effort, high impact, or high effort, low impact kind of thing in terms of our prioritization. Yeah, then we can go far. Yeah.
Okay. So one quick take, what will separate winning brands in the next 3 to 5 years?
Like 10 years ago when I first started my career, everything is about data. It's the booming of digitalization, data science, machine learning. But today, it's no longer about data. Data volume is no longer a differentiator. Everyone has access to data, everyone has access to sophisticated tools. But I think it's how we make use of the data, the speed of sense making. How do we identify signals, intent that help us to decide faster, help us to correct faster in terms of the feedback loop that will help to that will help brands to really shine in the next 3 to 5 years. And now everyone is very obsessed about using AI, leveraging AI, but that doesn't mean that humans, our job will be replaced. So it's really about finding the balance between human judgment and AI leverage that will help a brand to move far, that will help people to be more efficient. Yeah.
Thanks, Gavin. It was great connecting with you, and I am thrilled with your excitement to join our conference. So, any words for our participants who will be joining in the conference?
Yeah, so I really look forward for to connecting with more people. I think if you are looking for a change or probably you are currently stuck at a particular level of your career, you are trying to explore more stuff or finding out like some of the updates from the marketing and tech industry, this is definitely the conference that you should be in, whereby we can mingle, we can share ideas together.
Great. Thanks for your time today, Gavin, and to all the participants. Don't miss the session happening on Thatware Present 7 DMAT Confex, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia on 25th April. Get a great chance to connect with me in person. See you soon, Gavin.
See you guys there.